Uvalde, Texas, a retired Baptist pastor in Uvalde, Julián Moreno, stepped up to the pulpit last week to console his congregation during the most soul-jarring event in the history of this community. He did so as he worked through his own grief. Pastor Moreno's great-granddaughter was among the children slaughtered in the school massacre. The current pastor, Carlos Contreras, called a special service on Thursday at Uvalde's Primera Iglesia Bautista, the city's 113-year-old bilingual church. Buenas tardes, hermanos. Good evening, everyone, he begins. We are here because of what has happened this week. We have two special young girls that attended our church, who we will miss and absolutely love. The bright smiling faces of the girls are projected on the screen behind him. 10-year-old Alexandria Lexi Rubio, who's holding her honor roll certificate, and 9-year-old Eliahna Ellie García, in her B. They both perished on Tuesday in the school shooting. But what people mainly came for was to hear from their former pastor, Julián Moreno, 80 years old, who retired last year after 50 years of preaching, marrying, baptizing and burying. Lexi Rubio was his great-granddaughter. A dignified man in dark clothes, a paisley tie, and a stoic expression steps onto the blue-carpeted altar. Let us not forget to pray for these families that have been affected, he says. In my family's case, we grieve the loss of our beautiful Lexi, a fourth grader with dreams and aspirations. In her young life, Lexi already had two things she wanted to accomplish, according to her great-grandfather. She wanted to become a lawyer, and visit Australia. Why, I don't know, but she wanted to go to Australia, he says. The extended family of Ellie García sits in the rear views, their faces frozen in sorrow. Also in the congregation are Baptists who've come here from across the state to embrace Hermano Julián. Moreno has been a fixture in the Spanish-speaking Baptist fellowship in Texas. He says this church was founded in 1909 as a place of worship for the Hispanic farm workers who picked carrots, broccoli and onions that grew in the loamy soil irrigated by deep artesian wells. Speaking in an interview before the service, Moreno says he was outside of his house a block from Robb Elementary School, watering his plants, when he heard gunfire. I knew that the arms were high-powered because it was very loud, he says. When I got close to the school I heard two officers, one of them said the guy went into the building. I knew that that's where my great-granddaughter was at.